Hello, my fellow nerds. Today is Monday, and the weather here in Texas is kind of It, doesn't know what it wants to be. Doesn't know if it wants to be sunny. Doesn't know if it wants to be dark and rainy. It's just, If you are new to my podcast, hello. How are you? Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I say this is a tiny podcast with a big heart. I might not be able to do anything about global warming or your blood pressure, but hopefully you can have some fun and have some laughs while I make fun of kid in Bailey's classroom because she's here and she's virtual learning. While I make fun of 13-year-olds. Anyways, I don't have an intro, so I'm just going to tell you. This is the Nerd in Texas podcast. I talk about movies, TV shows, books, video games, and anything you might consider nerdy. This episode, I'm just wanting to dive right into it. I was just wanting to dive right into WandaVision, episode 9. But, I just have one thing I gotta say before I do that. First, excuse me, I just want to say how thankful I am for every single one of you who have listened, downloaded, liked my podcast page, liked my Instagram page, like every single one of you that has contributed, even if it's just something tiny like liking my Instagram. I just want to say thank you. I'm going to say thank you to Christy. She gave me a donation of $10 after I did her tarot reading. All the donations I received were going towards my podcasts. Hopefully one of these days I hope to be a big enough podcast and I hope to get donations over what I have to pay for this podcast so I can start donating for 51st Legion. That's a huge cause that I love to contribute to. Because of every single one of you, Friday when I left, I did my podcast before we went out of town for my daughter's softball tournament. I was at 102 downloads, okay? I was excited. In case if you haven't been following, in case if you're new, I was trying to come up with something to do for my reaching 100 downloads. I was just literally like, yeah, gotta find something. But then I had to go out of town. So I was like, okay, when I come back from being out of town, we'll figure out something to do for me to reach when I reached 100. I checked my podcast around 1 o'clock in the morning last night, and I had 111 downloads. I checked this morning, and it was 112. I don't even know. So I need your help on what I should do to celebrate this milestone. It's because of y'all that I reached it, so it's you who I want you to tell me what I should do. You can find me on all social medias, email. All of my information is on my website, nerdintexas.com. Check it out. I'm not going to get too more into that. I'm going to dive right into episode 9 of WandaVision, the season finale. There will be spoilers. I talked about it Friday without spoilers. This episode is going to have spoilers. So I'm giving you time to back out so you can listen to it and come back. I'm having issues with my equipment, so if you hear weird, funky noises that you haven't heard before, it's because my equipment is literally, doing that. I'm sorry if it did that in your ears. But anyways, so last week on Friday, I said some people might be disappointed because they didn't get what they were hoping for, and I got messages all weekend long about WandaVision and how they felt about it and how it wasn't what they thought it was going to be. And I mean,
speaking of that, join our Discord.
Yeah.
Join our Discord and you can ask us more questions about it.
Yeah, go to Discord and you can talk to me about it. I have a Nerd in Texas Discord. I have people messaging me on Facebook and Instagram. But I'm always in my Discord and I'm always trying to talk to people. Sometimes I can't because I get so busy or Bailey has softball or whatever. But anyways, so I got messages all weekend long. Episode 9 is literally titled Series Finale. And it started right where episode 8 left off. Agnes is dangling the boys with a magical tether around their necks. It's like this magical rope around their necks. And Agnes wants Wanda's magic, and it's called chaos magic. She's like, you have chaos. You are the Scarlet Witch. And Wanda doesn't know anything about her powers. She doesn't know anything about being a witch. Her powers were given to her by the Mind Stone, or in some cases, some theories, they were activated by the Mind Stone, and it was something that was already there, just kind of kicked it into high gear after she got in contact with the Mind Stone when she was doing experiments for Hydra. Vision and Wanda, I feel like if you really think about it, they were doomed from the start. Like, Vision is created by the Mind Stone. Vision, in case if you haven't watched Age of Ultron, is Jarvis brought into, I guess, human life, or as a robot, or whatever you want to call him, by using the Mind Stone. Wanda got her powers from the Mind Stone. Wanda created illusion, like, I call him Illusion Vision. Created Illusion Vision from the piece of the Mind Stone that she touched, or that was inside of her from getting in contact with the Mind Stone. So, in the episode, while Wanda's battling Agatha, Agatha eventually, lets go of the boys. Wanda throws a car at Agatha, sending the car and Agatha through a house, and it's kind of got like a Wizard of Oz scene where all you see is like Agatha's feet hanging out from underneath the house, so it kind of looks like are you a good witch or a bad witch? Wizard of Oz feel to it. 3D printer Vision shows up. I call him the 3D printer Vision. And, Wanda's like, Vision? Is that really you? And of course they like touch each other's faces. And then 3D printer Vision tries to like crush Wanda's face, and then Illusion shows up and like crashes him through the thing and sends him flying, and then there's an explosion because of course cool guys walk away from explosions. She makes the boys like go to their room, and then it's kind of like just everybody's fighting each other at this point. So we have Wanda versus Agatha, Illusion versus 3D printer Vision, and then Sword shows up with Director Hayward, or who I call Director Jerkface. I call him Director Jerkface.
Why?
Because he's a jerk. Agent Woo is held captive, and while he's held captive, he kind of calls for backup to take down Director Jerkface, because Director Hayward is like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and if I do get caught, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say that, and it's my word over yours, and who's going to believe you? So he kind of has the phone. He sneaks a phone, and he calls, and he's like, hey, there's a situation down here, I need help. So,
Can you plug that in, please?
there is a point, hold on, I'm having to plug something in for my daughter.
Hi.
Ow, Bailey is here.
Hello.
Hello, governor.
Hello, Governor.
She likes to pretend to have a... Okay, it's plugged in. Okay, so, 3D printer version of... Okay, I'm sorry. Back that up. Vision and Wanda tell the boys, like, yo, we didn't prepare you for this. And then Wanda has this line where she's like, but you were born for it. And they tell the boys to take out the military while they take out the real bad guys. Monica is trying to escape fake Pedro or fake Quicksilver when you discover his real identity, and how his real identity is actually this dude who was a failed actor, and his last name is Boner. So of course Quicksilver's like, Monica reads his last name as Boner, and Quicksilver's like, you said Boner. And so they all have, I don't know what the point was of that part, but I don't know, maybe to show Quicksilver's, like, sense of humor. I don't know. Hold on, I gotta cough really bad. Sorry, I just has this, like, gink. I shouldn't have said that. That's kind of gross. I might edit that out. So, Monica escapes fake Pedro while the boys use their powers to disarm the military. Director Hayward decides to turn his gun onto the boys. Who does that? Who goes to shoot at kids? But Monica stands in front of the boys, and Hayward's decide just to shoot her too, so with her new abilities, she absorbs the bullets, and pretty much slows them down, and missing one of her, but we discover the psychic kid also has powers like Wanda, like his mom, and has the whole glowing hands thing. You'll find out.
I'm an episode behind her.
Yeah, well, you're just going to have to listen to me because I'm going to talk about it. There's going to be spoilers.
I'm putting my headphones back on.
Okay, yeah, you do that. Or you can get out of my room. Just kidding. So he has the same glowing hand trick thing, and Director Jerkface tries to escape eventually in the episode, but Dr. Darcy slams a truck into a truck that he's in and ends up trapping him. But 3D printer version of Vision and Illusion Vision are battling it out when Illusion Vision finally stops and asks, like, yo, dude, why are we doing this? And 3D printer version says, like, my objective is to take down Wanda and to eliminate Vision or whatever. And so Illusion Vision is like, dude, you are Vision. So they talk it out, and they discover that 3D printer Vision doesn't have memories, just programming. So Illusion Vision says something like, well, you have the body of Vision, but not the memories or spirit of Vision. I have the spirit and the memories of Vision, but no body. So for a second you think, are they going to combine? Is Vision going to come back? But they don't. And Illusion gives 3D Vision, Illusion Vision gives 3D Vision his memories. And then he realizes the rules he set for himself, which he didn't want to be used as a weapon. 3D Vision says, I am Vision, and then flies off. And so you're like, okay, if you are Vision, then what about Wanda, bro? Like, you just had all those memories come back, and you're just gonna take off? Are you gonna, like, fly through the roof and just take off? Rude. Meanwhile, Wanda and Agatha are fighting, having their tussle, having their argument. And at one point, Agatha seems like she's winning. Because, of course, like every show like this, every movie, whatever, the bad guy always has like that chance of when they're going to win. And then the good guy ends up winning. But anyways, so at one point, Agatha seems like she's winning. And she takes the veil off the townspeople that Wanda created. Okay, so she took off the spell that the townspeople that Wanda put them under, and they start to realize who they are. They get their memories back. They kind of like swarm Wanda, like, when we go to sleep, we see your nightmares. And one lady was like, can you just let me see my daughter? Like, can you just let her out of her room? And then, like, just all these kinds of crazy things that they're, like, attacking Wanda for. And so Wanda finally is like, okay, stop. She, like, freaks out, and everyone is kind of, like, everyone that she's tethered to or tied to, or the whole townspeople just start to, like, run, like, scream in pain. And then Wanda realizes what she's doing, and she's like, okay, stop, never mind. And she starts to open the hex. Like, she starts opening the corners of the hex and tells the town people, like, you violated the rule of podcasting. Anyways, so she starts to open the corners of the hex and tells the townspeople to run, like, get out. So you know right there, she's trying to do the right thing. She accidentally did the wrong thing because she accidentally created the hex in the first place, and she's trying to make it right. So she tells them to run, but having it open, it starts to kill Vision and the boys. So then you realize that the boys can't go outside of the hex.
They're not real?
I told you not to listen, or go somewhere else.
No.
We'll watch it when we're done with this. So Agatha is, so she demands, like, so she stops, like, she just stops. She stops doing the corners, and she closes it up, and Vision and the boys become okay. And then she kind of does a little sneak attack on Agatha, where she's, like, flies up there, she's in front of Agatha, and she does this whole, like, disappearing thing, like Agatha kept doing, like, the whole episode. So she was like, oh yeah, Agatha, you can do that, I can do that too. So she disappears, shows up behind Agatha, and does that little, like, mind thing, like she did to the Avengers, like she did to Captain America and Iron Man and well, Tony Stark, and, she tries to mind control them. Not mind control them, but in Age of Ultron, she kind of, like, makes them see what their biggest fears were. And so she does that to Agatha, and Agatha is, again, like, strapped to the stake, and you see the zombie-looking witches that she killed kind of, like, come back to life and starts to do, like, the whole burn her thing. But then Agatha makes the zombie things turn against Wanda, and they start to attack Wanda, like, you're evil, you're the Scarlet Witch, you're this, you're that, and they start going after her. But then Wanda kind of, like, fights them off, gets out of the whole thing, and becomes, like, Scarlet Witch. She gets into Scarlet Witch mode, and she even has, like, the whole, like, glowing crown thing, and it's just, like, super cool, and it's just super, well, yeah, it's just, I know there's going to be so many people who are going to be cosplaying Scarlet Witch now, and I've already seen things in my cosplay groups where people are like, does this wig look like hers? And so there's just going to be so many people. But she faces Agatha and says, like, I don't do spells. I don't know what I am. I'm not a witch. You want my powers? Here, have them. Because Agatha's like, look, give me your powers. I will fix the holes that you have in Westview. I'll fix the spells. I'll make it to where they all fall in line, that they all agree with you or whatever. And I'll make sure Vision and the kids stay where they are. So she, like, goes to give Agatha her powers, right? So she's blasting Agatha, and then she's also blasting, like, walls of the hex. So at first you're kind of like, what, does she have, like, bad aim or what? But really, you start to realize that, I guess, Wanda kind of has a plan. And so, right when they think she's done, right when she thinks her powers are gone, and Agatha tries to use them, she can't use her powers. So she's like, what the heck? And you think, okay, maybe Wanda's powers are too powerful for her, so it kind of makes it to where she shorts out and doesn't have powers. But then you look at the walls of the hex and you realize that Wanda put the ruins on the walls of the hex and kind of become, the student kind of becomes the teacher, kind of becomes the master, and she put the ruins on the walls of the hex and tells Agnes, like, yo, this is basic witch magic, yo. These are the ruins, and the only person who can do magic is the person who wrote them. And so it makes Agnes, or Agatha, completely powerless. And she can't use her powers. So they go back down to the street. They go back down to the town, where Agatha's like, what? What now? Are you going to put me in prison now? And Wanda's like, nope. I'm going to give you the role that you can't stand, and I'm going to make you the nosy neighbor. And Agatha and Wanda does her thing, and she's back to being Agnes and being the nosy neighbor and all this crazy stuff. So Wanda also decides to do the right thing and to let go of Westview and let go of the hex. She gives up everything to help the people of the town. She gives up everything so the town can go back to normal and they can have their lives and all that fun stuff. She takes the boys and Vision to the house. She takes them to the room. She puts them to bed. So, I'm proud of you. I love you. All that fun stuff. Then she goes downstairs with Vision, and they stand in their house and look out the window as the hex gets smaller and smaller, and changing things back to normal, changing the town back to normal, and then it gets smaller to the point where it's gone, and Vision is gone, the boys are gone, the house that she was standing in is gone. It's just the foundation left of the home that her and Vision were supposed to have. And so everything for her is gone. She puts on her hoodie and she walks into town. She sees Monica when Monica says something like, she gets the town people, and the town people all mad at her, and Monica says they won't understand what you gave up for them. And Wanda's like, well, it won't change how they feel about me. And so right when all the agents and stuff show up, that's when Wanda's like, peace out, Girl Scouts, and she turns into Scarlet Witch and takes off. So here are my questions. A lot of people were disappointed that there was no huge cameo. I had a feeling there wasn't going to be a cameo, because one, the only storyline that you hear of Agatha Harkness is with the Fantastic Four. And only 3 of the Fantastic Four were the ones to take her down. They had one of the Fantastic Four members trapped, while the rest of them took her down. So if that was going to be the case, then it would have to be either all 4 of the Fantastic Four, or just the 3 of them, or just one of them. You kind of get a hint around about Reed and him helping Monica out with certain equipment and stuff. But from what I've heard and what I've been reading up on, they're not really going anywhere with Fantastic Four. I mean, we've had the past Fantastic Four movies, and then we had that one Fantastic Four movie recently that totally flopped. I only liked it because I loved the actors that were in it. I feel like that Fantastic Four movie had a lot of potential that was missed. So really, if you think about it, there really is no celebrity cameo that would have come in, unless if it was someone like from the Avengers to help her snap out of it. But we know Captain America's gone. Well, he's not gone. He's just old. Man, I just can't really think of anybody that would come in and step in and try and help her and would make sense of it. Like, she wasn't really close to any of the Avengers that are left over. Like, Tony Stark is gone. Black Widow's gone. I doubt if the Hulk showed up, she would, like, really care what he had to say. Or Banner, if Banner showed up. I don't think she just really was. I think the Avengers that she was actually close with are gone. So that kind of scratches the Avengers off the list. I feel like Doctor Strange, it could have been one of his buddies that could have showed up. But at the same time, they already have a movie heading in that direction. So to have that happen in the show would just kind of like validate what we already know is going on. And I think with Disney Plus and all of that, they kind of want, like, if they were to do a surprise cameo, they would want like a mind-blowing cameo that would set something else in motion, and they didn't really have anything else in motion to set, if that makes any sense. I actually got in an argument with somebody on Facebook about it in one of my nerd groups. She was like, but Elizabeth Olsen said that there was gonna be like a Mandalorian-sized camo. Like, a Mandalorian-sized cameo. And I was like, okay, say there is. The Mandalorian didn't get good cameos or didn't get mind-blowing cameos until season 2. And at the very end of season 2, when you were like, oh my gosh, like that kind of a cameo. So I think it was just too soon, too early, not enough to set anything in motion to have a big cameo. But that's what some people were excited about. So it answers a bunch of questions, but at the same time, I feel like it left a whole bunch of holes at the same time. For instance, where did 3D printer Vision go? Like, where did he just, like I said, he's like, I am Vision, and then takes off. Did he go to, like, the Avengers compound? If he does show up there and he looks like 3D printer version of Vision, I don't think they're going to let him in. I don't think they're going to be like, oh, hey, dude, yeah, sure, come on in. I know I would be like, what? Aren't you? Yeah, no. Okay. Anyways, so the boys in Vision could not go outside of the hex, right? Wanda put the ruins on the walls of the hex, so Agatha could not use her powers. Well, guess what? the hex is gone now. It got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until it was like, poof, gone. So that means there are no ruins to stop Agatha from having her powers. So doesn't that mean Agnes would be having her powers right now? Like, couldn't they develop and she, like, just start using her powers again? Like, I don't think they thought that through. Or at least they didn't think that someone like me who's a total overthinker would be like, okay, can't she use her powers now? I don't know. Maybe there's something I missed. And another thing about something that I missed, when you watch episode 9, you see where it shows like where it's like previously on WandaVision, and then it shows Monica falling into a trap. Well, not falling into a trap, but Quicksilver or Pedro or whatever, like finding Monica and saying something like "Snoopers are gonna snoop," and then holds her in his room or whatever. But I don't remember seeing that in episode 8 or episode... I don't remember seeing that in the episode before. Like, I saw it in episode 9 and was like, oh, that's where Monica went. So, and I even watched episode 8 again with Bailey. Like, where did that happen? I'm going to have to watch episode 7 again just to see if there's something that I missed. Or if it was like an end credit scene that I didn't see. I don't know. I don't know.
I have to go for it as well.
She has her customer service voice on.
My God, this lady tries to
So, she's now under, so she's now under the spell of the nosy neighbor, but, like I said, the ruins are technically gone. She can use her powers. Then, if you stick around and watch the credits, there's an end credit scene.
I have to go to the track meet, too.
Where Monica, she's talking to her teacher, where Monica is led to an empty theater and by an agent because someone's like, hey, someone's here to have a meeting with you. And then the agent that walks into the theater with her turns into a krill or krill, I forgot what they're called, from...
she just asked me to upload a paper I didn't do.
Ooh, you're busted. And did you just say the F word or did you say fudge?
I said fudge.
Okay, just checking. Ooh, she's in trouble. Anyways, I'm gonna make her do that when I get off this podcast. What are they called?
Oh.
Hold on, I'm about to find out. Because... Okay, so...
Kill autocorrect. I'm just gonna slaughter it. I'm gonna stab
Hey,
it 77 times.
So, Monica, yeah, so another thing is she wasn't in the episode that much, but again, this show isn't about her, it's about,
Wanda.
yeah, it's about Wanda. It's about all that fun stuff. What are they called, man? I'm trying to find it. Sorry, if I can't, okay. I can't find it. Oh, a scroll. Yeah, it is a scroll. Okay. So it's a scroll. And I guess there's actually... So what I'm finding on the internet is there's a mid-credit scene, but there's also a post-credit scene. Weird. Okay, so I'm gonna have to watch it. But I guess it's something that leads up to Doctor Strange and the multiverse of madness. So we'll have to... Okay. I'm going to read this from what I found on denofgeek.com. It's about the post-credit scene. I didn't see it yet, so I'll have to watch it and then get back on here and talk to you about it. Unless, if this satisfies you. But, of course, this person goes on to talk about how they don't talk about the post-credit scenes. But as we follow the camera into the... Okay, so it says, usually I don't talk about
She let me pass.
post-credit sequence in reviews.
Sorry.
But this one was so cool I had to. We find Wanda at a rural mountain range that if you're a fan of her comic book history, you might recognize. She sips tea and seems to have found a kind of peace. But as we follow the camera into the bedroom, we discover another version of Wanda. It's the Scarlet Witch reading the dark hold and taking in all its power. It's a striking image, and one that is only interrupted when we hear Billy and Tommy screaming for their mom to help them. It's a bold cliffhanger that we sadly will likely not see resolved or touched upon again until Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So I'm definitely going to have to watch it again because I did not see that part. I saw the mid-credit scene and thought, like, okay, then that's it. Whatever. But I'm glad I found that, and I'm glad I was able to let you guys know. So, tell me, how did you feel about the episode? Let me know. How did you feel about the series finale? You can find me on all the social medias. You can get on my website, nerdintexas.com, where I have a link to everything. You can email me, shanel@nerdintexas.com. If you like my podcasts and you'd like to leave me a tip in my virtual tip jar, you can at my Ko-fi page. The link will be in the description on the website. I also do things on my Ko-fi page, like I sell masks. Right now, I'm sold out of the Star Wars one, but I'm trying to find more of that fabric. I do tarot readings. You can pay for a tarot reading. I also I'm going to put a link to a Facebook group that I created for my tarot readings. Because, you can either pay for it or I just kind of do them. You message me and they're like, hey, I want a tarot reading. I'll do it. And then you can send me a donation or whatever the case may be. Whatever your heart desires. So like I said, I'm out of the Star Wars mask, but I'm going to look for more of that fabric. I'm trying to upload pictures of more designs and put them on my page today of more designs that I have. I also have an email subscription on my website. So if you go to my website, make sure you subscribe to my email subscription. When I get enough people, I'll be sending out emails. So you can also leave a review about my podcast on my Facebook page. So that would be cool too, just because I'd like to have reviews and see who likes my show, who doesn't like my show. Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, subscribe to my channel, all of that fun stuff. I hope you guys have an amazing Monday. I hope you have an amazing week. I will be back on here on Wednesday for, I don't know, something to talk about. So, like I said, y'all have a great Monday, and peace, love, everything nerdy. Bye.